This movement looks athletic, but it's dumping hundreds of pounds of uncontrolled force into your knees and ankles. Today, we're breaking down what's really happening to your joints during 3 popular bodyweight leg exercises so you can stop doing the one that's hurting you and start building strength the smart way. One that's high risk with low reward. One that's effective but dangerous if your form isn't perfect. And one that's safe, scalable, and still builds serious strength. This isn't just theory. It's based on real biomechanics, muscle activation, and joint stress you can actually feel. Jump squats are intense, no question. They spike your heart rate, set your legs on fire, and make you feel like you're crushing it. But don't confuse tired with trained. They push you to fatigue long before they deliver results. Here's what's actually happening. The second you leave the ground and land, your joints, knees, ankles, hips are hit with 3 to 6 times your body weight in impact force. And if your landing mechanics aren't perfect, that force doesn't get absorbed. It gets dumped straight into your joints. Once you're tired, your arm slips, and every jump starts slamming your joints instead of training your muscles. So, here's where jump squats land when we rank them by what actually matters. Muscle stimulus, low joint, impact, very high form breakdown, very likely scalability 4. This one looks like it's part of every smart leg program, and it kind of is. The Bulgarian split squat is a favorite among trainers, athletes, and influencers. It targets the glutes, quads, and core all at once. It builds stability. It challenges balance. But here's the problem. It's also one of the easiest exercises to mess up, and your joints pay for it fast. If your stride is too short, your foot placement's off, your knee collapses, your hip shifts, suddenly your front knee is absorbing all that force, not your muscles. This functional move becomes a joint stress trap, especially when your ankle mobility or hip control isn't dialed in. Yes, it can be effective, but it has to be done right. Start with your back foot elevated on a stable surface like a bench or step. Your front foot should be far enough forward that your knee stays behind your toes at the bottom. Keep your torso upright, core tight, and hips squared. Lower down ith control until your back knee is just above the floor, but don't bounce or slam into the bottom. As you push up, focus on driving through your front heel, keeping your knee tracking over your foot. Here is the rank. Muscle stimulus, high joint impact, high form breakdown, likely scalability limited. By the way, if you want me to break down more leg exercises like this or cover other muscle groups, the same way, just let me know in the comments. Now let's move into the one that actually checks every box, safe and effective. Now let's look at the movement that actually delivers on everything you want from leg training without trashing your knees, hips, or spine in the process. It's called the box pistol squat, and it's hands down one of the safest and smartest ways to build single leg strength, using just your body weight. Why is it so effective? First, you're working unilaterally, which builds balance, coordination, and fixes strength imbalances. Second, you're training through a full range of motion, but with controlled depth thanks to the box. And third, the movement is closed chain, meaning your foot stays planted and your knee tracks naturally. Start by sitting back to the box lowly. Don't drop or collapse. Keep your chest tall, core tight, and the non-working leg extended forward. Pause briefly at the box, then drive through your midfoot and heel to stand up. If you're new, use a higher box or hold on to something for balance. It's totally fine. The goal is control, not speed. This makes box pistols perfect for building strength without forcing bad mechanics. They're friendly, scalable, and actually teach your body how to move right. Muscle stimulus, high joint impact, low form breakdown, possible scalability. Great. If this breakdown helped you train smarter, let me know in the comments. And I'll do the same for other muscle groups next. And if you want to keep leveling up your training, click the video on screen. It's packed with insight most people miss. And it'll change the way you think about your workouts. This movement looks athletic. It looks powerful. It looks like something only disciplined, high-level people do. But what most people don't realize is that it's quietly dumping hundreds of pounds of uncontrolled force straight into your knees and ankles every single rep. Today we're breaking down what's really happening inside your joints, during 3 of the most popular bodyweight leg exercises, so you can stop doing the one that's slowly hurting you and start building strength the smart way. We're not ranking these based on what looks impressive or what makes you sweat the most. We're ranking them based on joint stress, muscle activation, control, and scalability. One of these movements is high risk with very low reward. One can be effective, but only if your form is nearly perfect. And one is safe, scalable, and still builds serious lower body strength without wrecking your knees, hips, or ankles. This isn't theory or opinion. This is real biomechanics, muscle recruitment, and joint loading that you can actually feel in your body. Jump squats feel intense right away. Your heart rate shoots up, your legs burn, and you feel you're working hard. That feeling tricks people into thinking the exercise is effective. But being exhausted is not the same thing as building strength. Jump squats push you to fatigue long before they deliver meaningful muscle stimulus. The biggest issue isn't the jump itself, it's the landing. The moment your feet leave the ground, control disappears. And the moment you land, your ankles K. Knees and hips are hit with 3 to 6 times your body weight in impact force. If your landing mechanics aren't perfect, that force doesn't get absorbed by your muscles. It gets dumped straight into your joints. As fatigue builds, heels slam down harder, knees start collapsing inward, ankles stiffen, and hip control disappears. Every rep becomes more joint stress and less muscle training. The whoa. RST part is that you don't feel the damage immediately. It builds quietly over time, until one day your knees ache, your ankles feel unstable, and you're not sure why. When you actually break jump squats down by what matters, the muscle stimulus is relatively low compared to the stress they create. The joint impact is extremely high. Form breakdown is almost guaranteed once fatigue sets in, and there's very little room to scale them safely. They look explosive, but the cost to your joints is far higher than the benefit to your muscles. The next movement is a favorite in gyms, programs, and social media feeds for a reason. When done correctly, it trains the quads, glutes, and core at the same time, improves balance, and exposes left to right strength imbalances quickly. But it's also one of the easiest leg exercises to mess up. And when you do, your joints pay the price fast. If your stride is too short, your front knee gets pushed forward under load. If your foot placement is off, your knee collapses inward. If your hip shifts or your torso leans, the load shifts away from muscle and straight into the knee joint. Limited ankle mobility or weak hip control makes this even worse. What? Starts as a functional strength movement turns into a joint stress trap without you even realizing it. It can absolutely be effective, but only when your setup and control are dialed in. Your back foot needs to be elevated on a stable surface like a bench or step. Your front foot has to be far enough forward so that, at the bottom, your knee stays stacked instead of drifting forward. Your torso stays tall. Your core stays tight, and your hips stay square. You lower under control until your back knee is just above the floor without bouncing or collapsing. Then drive back up through your front heel while keeping the knee tracking cleanly over the foot. When everything lines up, it works well. When it doesn't, the joint stress rises fast. That's why the muscle stimulus is high, but the joint impact can also be high. Form breakdown is common, especially as fatigue sets in, and scalability is limited for a lot of people. Now let's talk about the movement that actually delivers what most people want from leg training without trashing their joints in the process. This builds single leg strength, improves balance and coordination, and fixes imbalances without forcing bad mechanics. It allows you to train through a deep range of motion while staying in control the entire time. Your foot stays planted, your knee tracks naturally, and your joints move the way they're designed to move. You sit back slowly onto the box instead of dropping or collapsing. Your chest stays tall, your core stays tight, and your non-working leg stays extended forward. You pause briefly on the box to remove momentum, then drive through your midfoot and heel to stand back up. That pause forces the muscles to do the work instead of letting joints and tendons absorb the load. If you're new, you simply use a higher box or lightly hold on to something for balance. That's not a weakness, it's smart progression. This movement is incredibly scalable. You can make it easier or harder without sacrificing form or joint health. That's what makes it so powerful. It teaches your body how to produce force with control, stability, and proper mechanics. When you break it down by the same criteria, the muscle stimulus is high, the joint impact is low, form breakdown is manageable, and scalability is excellent. It builds real strength without the long RM joint cost that so many people accept as normal. If this breakdown helped you train smarter instead of just harder, let me know in the comments. And if you want to keep leveling up your training, click the video on screen. It's packed with insights most people completely miss, and it will change the way you think about your workouts.